All right, good morning, boys and girls, or good afternoon, whichever way you watch this. I want to show you an example of the Roy Lichtenstein. Roy Lichtenstein uses a lot of primary colors and designs as so. If you researched Roy Lichtenstein, you'll know what I'm talking about. This is a little bit going to be the same as the Romero Brito. So when you're creating your paper for Roy Lichtenstein, then you will have to do the same thing where you place your picture somewhere on your work of art, your paper. It can be vertically or it can be horizontally, whichever way you pick it, but just place your picture. You will trace it in the back with the graphite. Make sure you tape it on. Okay, so when you're gonna do it, you're gonna, if you don't have graphite paper, remember you color it in the back. You're going to tape it on with some tape, with the painter's tape. The painter's tape is very important, remember, because when you're gonna take it off, then it won't rip. But I think I wanna do this because my picture's a little small. I'm gonna do it vertically. And I'm gonna place it right here, because Roy Lichtenstein used that cartoony feel. So I'm gonna make him like a boom pow kind of thing. Watch my other video on how to trace it onto your paper with the graphite. I've already done this with my colored pencil. I know you can see that. Once you've placed the image where you want it, then you're gonna take it off, and then you're gonna start creating your background with those simple lines, triangle lines. Again, he uses a lot of vertical, horizontal lines, and then very simple color palette when it comes to the colors you choose. Very much primary colors. That is his thing. Whether it's just red and yellow, or like reds and yellows, or reds, blues, and yellows, that is his thing. So if you're going to be doing Roy Lichtenstein, remember the colors you choose. Here are the Ben-Day dots. Now, this is a special technique. If you can get this at Joann Fabrics or Michael's. And this is, I think, crocheting, I think it's called. It's a plastic piece of sheet, and they use this to sew and create designs on it, right? But I used it to create the dots. And how do you do that? Well, let me just show you in the back here. You placed it on wherever your section is. You get a Sharpie marker, because honestly that's the best way to do it. A Sharpie marker or a pen, and depending on your design, you just poke the dots. Just put your pen in there, your Sharpie marker. Try not to move it, because if you move it, then the dots are going to look funky. This is best with a Sharpie marker, but hope you can see that. Once you take it on, it creates that pattern. And that is what creates these Ben-Day dots, okay? So that's what you would do with the picture. Again, it's a little bit similar to Roy Lichtenstein, Romero Brito, but Romero Brito has a lot larger pattern, more comic, cartoony, flowery type patterns. Now, when you are going to do the Keith Haring, same thing. You're gonna choose where you want your image to go. You're gonna trace it on top, and then you are just gonna create color combinations like this. I will have the finished products for mine at another time, but I just want to get you started for today on how you're gonna start this. So you're gonna place your picture wherever you want, right? Then you're gonna separate your sections, and there is no facial features. That is the difference when it comes to Keith Haring. No facial features, no features, nothing. It is very simple and like negative space. Negative space meaning like there's no details. You know there's an image there, you know there's a figure there, but there's no details, okay? So you're gonna separate it and then you're gonna color it in those sections. So if you can see what this student did, this was a photograph of a girl on a chair from a magazine. And all he did was separate the sections of her jacket, of her shoes, and then he colored it in. Okay, so that's how this will be for Keith Haring, okay? So Keith Haring and Roy Lichtenstein, just remember that. This is Keith Haring, and this is Roy Lichtenstein style. Make sure you research them so you know. I don't want you using the Keith Haring little guys. That's too much plagiarism on looking at like his. This is the closest thing to not be plagiarizing his style, but still creating his style. I hope that makes sense. We'll go over it in class today, but just know Roy Lichtenstein, Keith Haring. Roy Lichtenstein, Keith Haring. Okay? Goodbye.